Hello and welcome, Internet. I'm Glad, and I'm joined here today with Black Templar.
Yo.
And we are doing the YouTuber League analysis for Season 7.
Yep, it's been a very long season. Unfortunately, folks, we were going to go to Blood Bowl 3, but unfortunately, that's been scuppered.
Yep, that is unfortunately not our plans for Season 8, but we'll break that down in the future. For everyone who is curious for how we're going to look at the season, number one is we are going to look at the finals, more so of the how the progression of the final match is. We won't tell you exactly who it is immediately, but the progression of two teams and some of the other highlights of that round, and yeah, the progression of those, and then we'll look at the final game of these two teams. After that, we will talk about Season 8. Well, actually, I take that back. After we look at the finals, we're going to look at the MVP list, or the best 11 players, and something extra on the side. For it's still players, but anyways, a lot of that stuff. So some to digest and whatnot. And then after that, we'll look at the Season 8 stuff. What we're going to do. Obviously, we're going to be sticking with Blood Bowl 2 because Blood Bowl 3 has been delayed till probably its release. So, unfortunate, but it is what it is. We'll continue our league in Blood Bowl 2. Stay tuned for that. And, yeah, we'll be talking about rules. We'll be talking about potential teams that might be coming. Right now, we got around 14-ish players. So we're going to randomly select 16 teams for Season 8. So you get that little bit of a bite for Season 8 before the draft. And anything else you want to add, Black?
Yep, and also, folks, we've also got about the new teams for Blood Bowl 3 that might be coming in, and also we've also now got the stats for the brand new team that's just what was announced last week, and also we have as well we'll be focusing on the draft and how the draft will be conducted.
A lot of things to add at the end right there, but we'll go through our main line of stuff. But at the end, we'll add the extra stuff for anyone who is interested with Blood Bowl 3 information and the draft that is upcoming. So, let's get this underway, Black, and let us begin with the Season 7 final breakdown.
Ooh.
So let's start with match 1.
This has been the most weird end of the season. I mean, we've seen upsets galore throughout for the first rounds of the playoffs.
Indeed. A lot of good, like, we talked about the analysis here, and a lot of the people that really was looking forward, or the better favored picks of this first round was definitely the Dwarfs, definitely the Orcs, and definitely the Undead. They were the favorite teams. By the way, for the ones that you don't know the team names, the World Enders are the Dwarves, Gaijin Greenskins are the Orcs, and Adventuring PNC is the Undead. So, like, when we do our analysis, or not analysis, but when we do our playoffs, it is 1 through 8 for this season. The top player fights the bottom player, and it goes gradually up, and eventually 5th and 6th fight each other. But anyways, or not 5th and 6th, but 4th and 5th fight each other. Anyways, so the Dwarfs were definitely heavily favored in their match. The Undead was heavily favored in their match. And the Greenskins was pretty favored in their match. So let's break down the best matches in this first round. We'll definitely say is the Dwarf match versus the Pro Elves, and the Undead match versus the Amazons, which is Undead versus Amazons. Hello,
yeah,
Oath.
Which
Hello,
was Sybil and
Bright.
Yep, welcome, gentlemen. Yeah, let's start with the top one. I mean, we all thought this was yours to win, but apparently Blonde had enough, like, luck on his side to squeak in.
Yeah, what really happened on, like, I'll break it down anyway. Since this is my match, I'll break it down. A lot of things happened early on in the match that kind of denied me the victory here. So, he got the ball first, which is fine and dandy for Dwarves. They actually kind of want you to get the ball first, in some regards. Which I didn't mind him getting the ball, okay? There's no problem. It's on my stadium, so I have a pocket bribe and everything. So I think I feel pretty good and everything. Okay, and he gets a touchdown really quickly, fully expected. All right, no problem with that. And I have enough players in my reserve to keep my death roller on the field, cause if I don't fill my bribe, I keep my death roller, and I have players to keep him through the half, and I'll just fight Blonde again. Bribe failed, so that's the first strike right there. Okay. Second strike is he had a player in this called Z, I believe, and
Yep.
he was able to surf 2 of my players off the pitch. That was my fault for not recognizing the position of that player. And he actually had more elves than dwarfs at the moment for that period of time. He had the first half easy for luck-wise. I get the ball after he gets the touchdown and whatnot, and I couldn't score. He was able to keep me away from the touchdown line. Then it became my turn, my half. Was down to death roller. Was down to I think a guy, and was able to kill some people. Was able to get the dwarves back on there, making it a really fun match. And then, like, I wasn't really thinking, and I should have stacked the line, because it was going to go into overtime. Should have stacked the line, lost 2 of my dwarfs. Was able to apothecary. The dwarf that I did lose, meh, it was just a regular dwarf that didn't have much SPP, nothing really on him, okay, whatever. And it happened, and I had 2 deaths in that one little bit, so that was crazy, alright? And,
That was true. I mean, that was the thing about your match. Your match was the most brutal match because of all the deaths.
oh yeah, there's
I've never
4
seen
or 5 deaths
that
in the game.
The only time I've ever seen that many deaths is when it's Goblin v Goblin. Not a dwarf and an elf team. It's never heard of that kind of brutality.
Yeah, big time. But I mean, at the end of the day, like the coin flip for the coin toss went to the elves. They have better movement. They have an elite Agi 5-piece. It's almost impossible to stop. It don't care. It doesn't matter what team you are. Even you have good like movement and whatnot. If you're not able to bring down the ball carrier, it doesn't matter. The thing is, I was able to bring down the ball carrier. He has dump off. Pass it to Agi 5-piece that has leap. What you're supposed to do? You're supposed to mark him. You're supposed to try to put people behind. Dwarves are slow. This is a 2-turn touchdown. There's not much I could do. He jumps over my guy, dodges out, and gets a touchdown. Easy victory for the elves. And that's my match. Unfortunately, that's how Blood Bowl is. You get these teams that can do that. And that's the bad thing.
Plus the fact as well.
Go ahead.
Plus as well, you go into overtime and him getting the ball, that really hurt you as well.
Yeah. If I got the ball, I probably would have won the game. He got the ball. It's a better chance for him to win because of the players that he has. Obviously, still, it's not guaranteed. And I made some mistakes. What I should have did is put more players on the sides and whatnot. But I mean, I fought elf players so many times. I mean, I fought Malt multiple times as his different elves. I fought Oath with his elves. I know how to fight elves. And unfortunately, dwarves are just slow, and that's their weakness. And Blonde was able to take advantage of it. He got the luck that he needed, and he was able to get the victory. So that's that match. That was the better one of that round. How was yours? Because yours was also the breakout for the second half of the rounds and whatnot.
That match was absolute heart attack central. I mean, at the beginning, Onky, in his infinite wisdom, the jackass, throws a rock at me and takes out one of my players, which I was ticked.
Yeah.
Then I had to literally. Then I got absolutely whacked. Lost 3 players very early against King. And I had to literally work my backside off, try and get something to work, because I was on the back foot for most of that match.
Mm-hmm.
But thankfully, I held on long enough to get the touchdown. Wasn't easy, I'll tell you that, but hang on long enough to get it. Second half, there was little I could do against King because King had most of his players still around, and I was suffering from attrition problems.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop him. But I think King made one big error in judgment, and that was he tried to delay to the overtime. He should have a chance and killed me off.
Indeed. I wasn't really able to watch this match because I was at work at the time. I did see like a little bit at the end, and I saw that you won. I was surprised. It was definitely an upset, just like the Pro Elves. But like you were definitely the underdog in that match. Okay, the match between the Pro Elves and the Dwarves, their team value was pretty close to each other. There was not much petty cash. Wait, I actually take that back. There was a wizard in my game, and he shot it, and only one dwarf went down, I believe. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Well,
I used it. Well, now, and I also used the Master Chef, which paid dividends me in the first half, but the second half, then I got 2 extra heroes, which was good.
Yeah. But either way, you're able to squeak out the victory and steal the win over the Undead. This is the bad thing about King of the Cosmos and his teams. He gets into the playoffs. His team's really dominant throughout the regular season. But in the playoffs, he loses first or second rounds. Like, this sucks for him, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But just to go over the brief intermissions of the other matches, Oath was able to squeak a victory against Malt. Probably one of the more tougher games for Oath of this playoffs. Because anyways, like, this is just the statistics of that. Oath was able to beat Malt, which Malt is a good player. He's a former champion, just like a lot of us in this. And he was the last winner of the season for Season 6. So, able to beat the former champion of Malt. And this one was one-sided. the Skaven and Orcs is one-sided. The green skins that's high on weed was able to crush the Skaven.
Yeah, the Skaven really didn't have much going for them in that match. Which was a shame because I think out of all the coaches, Bright Ops has been the most unlucky person because he's been in multiple finals, but he's never got to the big dance yet.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part about Bright Ops. All of his like teams and whatnot, he's been in a lot of playoffs. I think he has some of the most playoff appearances in the league. It's just he's not able to get that lucky catch and be able to squeak out a championship win, which maybe this next season he might get. But unfortunately, it is what it is. But anyways, these teams go off and fight each other. The Greenskins versus the Pro Elves, and the Helpy Demons versus Superwomens, which is Underworld versus Amazons. So, and this is what I'm saying. Like, if we take a look at the two halves, the first half, we have 2 very bashy teams versus 2 agi teams. In the second half, we get an agi team versus a mixed stunty regular team.
Yeah.
And then we have bashy versus an agi team with you.
Yep. So, if we look at my match against the Hell Pit, this match was a match of night and day. I mean, the first half, right? I was having a good run. It was an even fair keel match, and things were going well. When the second half came around, I was just nuffled out of the game. I was demolished.
And that's the bad thing about Blood Bowl. Like, unfortunately, that's how it is. And since it's just regular playoffs, we don't do like multiple games, which me and Black was talking about multiple games for finals and whatnot. But anyways, it is what it is. It's something worth thinking about. We'll talk about more in the future, maybe. But yeah, Nuffle comes to show when it happens. It's the bad thing about dice games, and unfortunately for you, Oath had the luck in that one and was able to defeat you.
Yeah.
Oath has been lucky in these past few playoffs. I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, going on to the next one. If it was the Orcs and the High Elves, or not High Elves, Pro Elves. I'm thinking about Malt here. Anyways,
that was another good. That was a good match. It was a very high scoring affair.
Yes.
But yet again, he could not pin A down or Z. He couldn't pin him down.
Sorry. I just read one of Bright Ops' comments. Skinner's down to collect the Warpstone he threw because it's Warpstone. Okay.
Fair enough.
Anyways. But yeah, this match between the Pros and Orcs, it was a good match. It was a really good one to watch. Both of these are really good coaches that haven't won a season yet. So I mean, really good teams on both ends of the spectrum in this regard. It flipping lightning strikes twice apparently, because the Pro Elves squeaked out the victory again in overtime with the same player, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
And it's starting to seem like a dream is coming true for Blonde here. He's able to defeat two super bashy teams, and flipping Oath is just living on high on the other side by getting really lucky against you, and now he gets to fight elves, not flipping bashy teams. I know. Granted, he does have one of the best blitzers in the game. One of the best kill pieces in the game, which we'll talk about Experiment 666 in a little bit. But even with that piece, if he fought orcs or dwarfs, it'll be way more difficult for him to actually really sustain himself like he did in the finals, which we'll talk about right now, I guess.
So let's get to the finals, and to be honest, this is the classic case with Oathmaster. I mean, the thing about his team is, his goblins are trash, his troll is trash. When it comes to his rats just do the business?
Well, that's the thing about the Underworld team. You put the goblins out to take the punches. If they don't get punched, that's great. They're alive. The troll is out there to flip and make things slow. He has tentacles on the troll. That was a really good choice. And it's a great counter to the elves. That's Oath being a good coach and knowing what to pick. Because if you do the statistics on most playoffs, what do you usually see in the playoffs and the finals? We see elves and we see chaos.
Yeah.
There's no chaos, so there's elves. So it's a good choice that he picked tentacles. And that made a huge difference in this game, really. Tentacles was able to stop some of the players. Pinky was able to punch him or bring him down or keep him in place.
Oh, yes.
And with all these players just running around, heck, Blonde Cow couldn't even flip and hurt a goblin. He was struggling. He was getting knuckled throughout the entire game. And Oath just walked on top of him and said, "Alright, smell the warp stone, get ready to eat the dirt."
Yeah. Well, I don't know if powder warpstone is more potent than actual eaten raw warpstone, but I digress. But
well, I mean, at the same time, I don't think it's allowed to have powder warpstone on the pitch, but they have solid warpstone on the trolls. So I mean,
well, the thing is, though, I mean, but it also shows Oath's skill. The fact that he took a team like the Underworld all the way to the top. All the way.
The only person that's able to get through the playoff or to the playoffs with the Underworld team is actually myself. I'm pretty sure. We've had Underworld players, but no one that really got through the playoffs. I think I won one match in the playoffs as Underworld. I can't quite remember. I know I played them. I know I got to the playoffs. And that's the thing about Underworld. They are a crappy team at the beginning. Let's be completely honest. But once they get the mutations and whatnot, they become one of the strongest teams in the game. It's actually insane. And heck, flipping, we'll just take a look at O's team right here, and we can see why. And let's also be honest, he had petty cash, so he had another player. And he also got rid of his abomination of a goblin.
I mean, if you look at, for those who are unaware, the old Warp Underworld team is still good, but if you look at the new one, which has got the 2 new players in, well, 3 players technically, it's going to make the Underworld even stronger, but this team is a very good team. I mean, Experiment 666 is a prime example. I mean, and 4, ID Blow, Block, Claws, and Tackle. This thing is designed to hunt down Pacific players and take them out.
Also, I just want to tell everyone, he rolled another 2 6s on a player. I don't know if anyone remembers this, but in Season 6, he rolled like 4 of them for a Saurus. He rolled another strength up!
I remember.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, a really good player. If I was picking him, I would definitely pick pretty much everything he's picked.
Bright Ops, you are correct. Bright Ops says he won the Losers League in Seasons 1 with the Underworld team.
You are right, Bright Ops, but Season 1 was a complete beta test for everything, and we got rid of the Losers League in Season 3. So, I don't really count the Losers League. Yes, you're still correct. Technically, you are correct. But the Losers League only had like four matches. No, technically 2 matches. Yeah. No, 3 matches because there's 2. It's four teams, 2 matches, or 3 matches, I mean. And yeah, a final. So, it's not like a true playoff. Anyways, not to put you on the downside, you are technically correct. But yes. Losers are not winners in that regard.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, Oath won the game. Blonde got nuffled. But I mean, I guess lightning doesn't strike 3 times in a row. It's something to learn.
Yeah. But all we can say is congratulations, Oathmaster. You are currently a first back-to-back champion and a 3-time winner.
Yep, Oath has been very dominant throughout the entire YouTuber career so far. He is actually going to be taking a break in Season 8. He has a bit of surprise, though, for everyone, so stay tuned. With Oath, he has some things in mind for the upcoming season. So look forward to that. I'm not going to tell you the details, but some things that you might want to look out and hear for in the Discord if you're in the Discord. For anyone who's not there, just keep an eye out on his channel, maybe. I don't know what he's doing. He hasn't told me all the details, but he has something planned. That's the only thing I can say.
Yep.
Anyways, we should move on to our big list, shall we?
Yep. Now, folks, we're going to move on to the best 11. These are the best players, if they were on a team together, would dominate the league.
Indeed. Let me pop up the list right here, and I'm going to scroll it right down here. Boom. So, I'm kind of already spoiling everything here, but we'll break it down from top to bottom, and let's take a look at the MVPs, which is to be expected with the final teams and the players of the season. And number 1, we already got it. Experiment 666.
Yep.
We've already explained why this player is ridiculous.
Now, we were very discussing about who would get MVP, and we picked these two. Now, my reason for Experiment 666 was he was a dominant brute. I mean, this guy was he's done a lot of injuries, a lot of kills. He's been a playmaker, and he's also been a professional assassin, in essence.
Indeed. Like, this player, like, he has the most blocks in the entire, for players, I'm pretty sure it was. He has the most kills, he has the most casualties, I believe, and the most injuries inflicted. I mean, to be expected. He has flipping Mighty Blow, Claws, Tackle, Strength 4, Block. What other player has that in the game besides maybe a Chaos player that actually doesn't have it in this season? So, it's to be expected. And this is Black's choice. Usually MVPs, there's not 2 MVPs. I picked another MVP, and that's actually on Blonde's team, and that is A. The reason why I picked A is because if it wasn't for that player, Blonde wouldn't be in the playoffs.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think Ove is upset that one of these players he made a joke.
Oh yeah, he's a joke, all right.
Yeah, we'll get to that, Ove. We'll get to that. You have to wait.
But
There's
anyways,
a reason for this.
We gotta talk about A. A is the MVP, in my opinion, of the entire league because 1, if it wasn't for him, he wouldn't have beat me, Blonde. Number 2, he wouldn't beat Romkey in the same regard. And number 3, he wouldn't even be in the finals if it wasn't for this player.
Oh yeah, no, don't get me wrong. Like I said, he was a nightmare to pin. I mean, an AG5 movement, a leaping all carrier was a nightmare to pin.
It really is so hard.
You would have to, and I'm being honest with you, would have to literally target him for assassination.
And to make flippin' Oath calm down a little bit, Pinky was able to keep this blitzer in place for a little bit until he failed the tentacles.
Yeah.
So, anyways, really good player. But let's go down to the next one in the list, which is the quarterback, and I'll let you talk about this guy.
Quarterback was a very hard choice between 3 players, but we decided to go with Ganja because Ganja has had a good season. I mean, he was the highest passer, highest length, receiving, throws, and many touchdown passes. So he was one of the top contenders for it.
Indeed. For stats-wise, this guy is the best passer that we've seen in the league. He has the most passes. He also has catches. He has a touchdown. And he has a lot of yards running. And passing. Is to be expected. Really good player for a quarterback. This is go-to quarterback material here. He has leader. He has accurate. He starts out with pass and safe throw. So already a strong... And heck, high-up passers are probably one of the best passers in the game. For now. It actually still might be in the next game. But anyways.
Well, to be fair, High elves, pro elves, and wood elves are strong passers. But you are right, high elves do have more advantage because they've got like safe throw and accurate and pass standard.
They have pass and safe throw. They have agi 4, armor value 8, movement 6, and strength 3. It's a good passer starting off in the game. The only one that can kind of compare to it is dark elves with their runner, and they don't have pass. Oh wait, I take that back. There is the wood elves with their thrower, but he has armor value 7, so not as good.
Yep. But I think we can all agree Ganja takes the quarterback role.
Indeed. And blitzers, well, since Experiment 666 is an MVP, he can't be in there. And this was a very tough decision to go through.
Yeah, it was. We had about, we're not kidding you guys, we had 8 picks to choose from, 8 players to choose from, become the 2 main blitzers. My God, it was hard work.
It was hard. We were pretty solid with one choice, and that was definitely Ganon. He has the best stats, minus, of course, Experiment 666. And he has yet, I haven't even leveled him up yet. I could actually do that right now. Anyways, he has this...
Whoa. Hold on a second. Write-offs. The reason Maximilian didn't get in was because he did not do the business on the stat department than what the other players did for the blitz department. Don't have to get angry at us for it.
Indeed, like, I'll tell you this though, Maximilian was a contender. It's just he doesn't have the stats compared to everything else. Like, if we take a look at, like, well, actually, this is we'll dive deep into that right quick since you're right here. Maximilian is a good piece. He has horns, tackle, block, claws. He's a really good blitzer. On paper, he's definitely great. He has a lot of blocks here. A lot of injuries. He actually has even had a kill. But did he inflict a lot of things to the enemy team? Yes, but also not the best. Okay. If we had 3 picks, he's definitely on the list. Trust me. But anyways.
Yeah. He was a contender. He was a strong choice to get in, but these 2 did take it. Voldemort was an absolute monster when he was going. When he got going, he was just a monster.
Oh, you mean Ganon?
Yep, Ganon. Sorry, Ganon. He was a monster, just a bona fide monster.
Yeah,
I mean, if you look at his stats,
he has touchdowns, he has casualties inflicted, and he doesn't have kills. So you have the kill department in that regard, but he has more injuries. He has more casualties, not as many blocks, but he's also a blitzer. He's not a lineman. He's meant to go around and taking stuff out. Heck, there was a game when I was playing with Ganon, and the only reason why I won is because I was able to KO so many of Malt's players with this character, and the other guy it puts down into it like it's the orc flipping his name. Gargark joint Ripper. Anyways.
Yep. Gargark joint Ripper was he was another nasty little piece, because you gotta remember, a blitzer's job is not only being a puncher, but also the fact that he could do other jobs.
Exactly.
And that was the thing about Ripper. I mean, if we look at this gentleman here, 147 blocks, lots of injuries, casualties, did a bit of running. He done a lot of running as well. So he was a good player. He was a bit of a pest to deal with.
And that's another thing, like, Nuffle is the thing, like I said, on paper, Maximilian is definitely a good player. He has claws, for crying out loud. Not many people can get access to claws. The other only claw piece that we've seen is Chaos Dwarfs and Experiment 666, which, if you have the Nuffle with you, that's what it would have been. The scariest players in the game for killing is Claw, Mighty Blow, block pieces. That's just what it is. Granted, Maximilian didn't have Mighty Blow. Still, like I said, really good piece. It's just these other ones just have a better one. They do touchdowns, they do blitzes, they hurt people, they do all this stuff. That's the consideration of blitzers.
Yeah.
But
and
anyways,
speaking of roots and terrors, let's talk about the big guy, Appa.
Yeah. Now, no one can deny this. Nappa was one of the best big guys in the season. Okay? Like, there's some good big guys that's able to hold a position, but Nappa goes in, and he flipping punches your face in. Oh, shit.
Nappa, I mean, yeah, Scythe, believe it or not, Scythe, your player, Nappa, made S11. I mean, Nappa was an absolute monster. I mean, when that monstrosity got motoring, it was like, get out of his way.
Hey, Vegeta, I am going to punch people, and I'm going to do it with my fists.
And he lived up to the name.
Oh yeah, he did. He even had a catch. That's the thing. He had the 2 MVPs. He had 113 blocks. He had 41 injuries, 3 kills for a big guy. That's the most, I'm pretty sure, in the league for big guy kills. Maximilian has 4.
Yep.
Nappa has 3, and he's a big guy. Okay. And here's the thing about Nappa. Okay, the reason why he's so strong is because number 1, he's an ogre. Number 2, he doesn't have loner. Number 3, he has block and tackle with a guard on the middle. Or not really middle, but on the edge, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like I said, he was a monster.
Absolutely destructive.
Given his reputation, he was just wrecking lines for fun.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Wrecking lines, doing business. Vegeta, I saw a Pokemon and I crushed it.
I wouldn't be surprised. Anyhow, shall we scuttle on to the next part, which was wide receivers?
Oh, we didn't actually talk about the running backs. You said Voldemort, but I was on Blitzers and whatever. But let's talk about the running backs right quick, which is Voldemort and Mastermind.
Yep.
Now this
freaking dwarf.
Yeah. Here's the thing, we saw a lot of runners, and bad thing about it is, okay, listen out. It's a dwarf for one of them. Okay. Now you might be thinking you're biased. You're the person that played dwarfs. No, I'm not. Okay. Because the first pick was actually the Underworld team, and that was Maximilian. He has over 700 yards ran. Okay. If I find him, we'll talk about Mastermind first. 700 yards ran. So that makes him definitely the best runner back, because that's the most stats in the league. He has 6 touchdowns, and the only reason why he didn't have more is because he didn't hand it off or pass it to... the only reason why he didn't have more is because he handed it off or passed it to another player. That's the reason why. And I don't blame O for doing that. He wants to have his other players get the touchdowns to SVP. Main reason why. Okay? So... But anyways, the reason why we picked a dwarf here is, number 1, he has the second most in the entire league for running. Okay? And the one that was below him was actually another dwarf. And we'll just take a look at Voldemort here.
Yeah, and it's not rigged. Oh, we looked at every runner in the league, and Voldemort was the fastest runner among everyone, which was ludicrous, but true. He was one of the high runners.
Like, he has 568 yards for running. He has 14 touchdowns, and he actually did some injuries and everything. Like I said, the second most yards ran. The only one that follows it was actually Wesker, that has 564.
Yeah, it's daft and it's mental, but it shouldn't come as a surprise to you lot, because dwarves tend to do mostly running. They rarely pass, and it makes sense. And yes, Mastermind did make the did well. The problem for Emma was Emma was a bit he fell short, just unfortunately.
Emma was a great player, but it's only 374 yards, and that's the main stat we're looking at. He has Emma has less touchdowns than the dwarf player, more than the Mastermind. But like I said, we were going by the running stat mainly, and we already also know the reason why Mastermind didn't get more touchdowns. He was handed off to other players. We already knew that. And here's the thing, like, we looked at a lot of players. We looked at the funny thing enough, we actually looked at the Kislev team, and we were looking at Boris. Like, we did look at Boris, and like, I'll just show you here, Boris right here, really good player. Has 144, but still, like, he's less than Voldemort. and he has less touchdowns than Voldemort. So that's the reason why
Yeah.
he didn't squeak in. If we pick number 3, Boris will probably be number 3.
Yep. So, in essence, Roger, your player didn't do too bad, Boris. It was just Voldemort just did a little bit better than you. Your play, unfortunately.
Yeah, he had more touchdowns and slightly more yards ran.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's not like we didn't look at these. Trust me, we were probably spent an hour on this list, looking through all these players.
Yep.
So, we think about
Yep.
these lists.
Yeah, we think about it. We go through painstaking data. We look at each data bit by bit to see, right, who gets in.
But anyways,
It's it's painstaking.
it's a pain in the neck. But let's move on to the next one, which is wide receivers. And this should be no surprise to anyone. Number 1 is T, and number 2 is Giggle Smoke, which is a funny name.
Yeah. Yeah. Elves, guys, what can you do? It's elves. What can you do?
And the main thing we look at for catchers here, just to tell you, is we mainly look at the catching stats, which is successful catches. He also had a successful intercept. So, and this is kind of to be expected. It is the Bright Ops, well, not Bright Ops. I'm looking at Bright Ops' name right there. It is Blonscal's team that made it to the finals. There's a good reason why. He's movement allowance, strength 3, agi 4, 7. Has really good stats, dump off, catch, nerves of steel. By the way, nerves of steel makes this catcher amazing.
Oh, yes. And, I mean, there was no argument on this, guys. It was pretty much a easy picks for us for the wide receivers. I mean, T and Giggle Smoke were they were the best catchers receivers in the entire league, hands down.
Oh yeah, by all means of the game. And of course, like we said, we looked at other players. We looked at the players of the Skaven. We looked at the players of the Amazons. We looked at the players of the Orcs. Funny thing enough.
Yep. We even looked at the players of the Ogres at one point, which we're thinking.
Yeah, we were
how
talking
many
about
was
Goku
there?
because he actually had I'm pretty sure he has the most fumbles. Like just randomly like drop balls or whatever from either a failed catch or whatever that just happens to bounce into his square. Goku has like 3 or 4 of those.
Yeah, which was a bit crazy, but what you gonna do?
But here's Giggle Smoke for everyone right quick because we didn't talk about
Yeah,
or we didn't show him.
Yeah, we didn't show him, but we'll show you Giggle Smoke's stats why we picked him as.
But yeah, he has
the,
he has a lot of catches. He doesn't have any interceptions, plenty of touchdowns, not that many blocks. But that's kind of to be expected as a catcher. Like I said, expected. A lot of runs, yardage and whatnot. So yeah, just to be expected.
Yep.
A lot of stats and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, what is the next one for our picks?
Yep. Our next pick is the lineman. Now, this was a very hard choice because we had to go through nearly every bloody player to find these 4 players as the best lineman players to build. And by God, that was a nightmare.
Yes, it was. There's so many players to look through. And here's the thing about linemen. It could be a random zombie or a random like line rat. And it's like, the bad thing is some of these are blitzers, but they still perform the role of a lineman. And bad thing is linemen are versatile. They can become blitzers. They can become big blockers and whatnot. And these players were on the line a lot of the time. That rhymed. Hey, I'm rhyming. I'm rapping here. Oh, that's right. But anyways, let's get started with the Chaos Dwarfs. And I do not want to say this name, but I will try.
Oh, God.
And I will butcher it.
Yeah. So anyone who tell to Pirate Joe, tell him he's got a player in the best 11, and it's in the lineman category.
It is this Chaos Dwarf blocker, and like I said, I'm gonna butcher this name. It is Starkin Byzant Republic or whatever. It's supposed to be like nation names for a game that he's made, but
remind me to murder him for his name calling next time I play him.
But anyways, like the reason why I picked him is because number 1, he scored a touchdown. He's a flippin' dwarf lineman, dwarf blocker, Chaos Dwarf blocker. He has a lot of blocks to be expected, a lot of KOs, a lot of casualties, injuries, and kills. He actually has 1 kill. And let's be honest, you don't want to match up on the line with this guy.
No, and plus the fact as well. I mean, claw, block, tackle, mighty blow, and freaking like God. I mean, this guy is he's a one-man wrecker. I mean, he's not as good as powerful as like. But the thing is, though, if you want to take out like a powerful lineman who's got like decent armor, you send this guy in to do the business.
Yeah, I mean, he has mighty blow, claw with tackle and block. It's the best thing you can pick in the world. And heck, he's only one skill away from a killer, and that's piling on.
Yep.
So really good piece.
Yeah, we had no trouble picking this guy because he was an easy pick.
We just found out Glad's side gig is apparently right. I guess I'm a rapid minotaur here. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Let's look at the next one.
What should we call you? MC Horns?
No. It would just call. It'd be like Axe Time or something. I don't know.
Anyhow, let's get back to the choices. The next one we chose was one of my players, Captain Marvel.
Indeed. And you can talk about this player because it's yours and the reason why you picked it.
The reason I picked Captain Marvel was because she has a lot of like stats going for her. Like for one, she's blocked a lot of players in her run. I think she's blocked over 113 in serves. It was 101 blocks. She's caused 7 casualties. She's killed 1. She's caused 27 inflicted casualties, 9 kills, 1 serve, pass, and like 5 touchdowns. I mean, like you said, alignment has got to be versatile in everything, and she fit the bill.
All right, actually, I'm going to add another lineman here, and the reason why I'm doing this is because number one, we should have had him as a lineman. Because he didn't make the blitzer cut, but he's definitely one of the best linemen if he didn't make the blitzer cut, and that's Maximilian. All right, so this is gonna be 5.
Yep, we'll allow it. Oh, don't worry, Bright. Right. Your player did make the cut, but it's gonna be as a lineman.
I'm looking at the stats here. It's like these blitzers don't have that many blocks, and the thing is, like when we look at blitzers, we look for blitzers. When we look for linemen, we don't look at positionals as much. Which, to be fair, we kind of did. So I'm adding Maximilian here is because number one, he's still a really good player. He's a monster, and he has more blocks than most of them on this thing. It's just the thing that kind of beat him on the blitzer side is they didn't have enough casualties and injuries. But as a lineman, he's ridiculous. He has 6 touchdowns. So yeah, this dude flipping. This is a new add-on. I did it myself. I don't care. There you go, Brighton. That's what you deserve.
Yep. Yeah. But next on the list is this was an interesting pick.
Oh, there's only one L.
But this one belongs to our friend DJ, which is Booty Star. Surprisingly Booty Star made the cut. Now, we were surprised when we looked at the Bretonians. We didn't see anyone that was good for any role until we looked at Booty Star, whose block capacity was pretty good.
Yeah, 105 blocks is above average for most players. He has a lot of touchdowns. Granted, he is a Bretonian blitzer. That's kind of to be expected. He has successful catches, casualties, KOs, and he has 2 kills.
Yep. So there was no question on this guy getting in.
But yeah, and that's another thing. Like, I'm looking at these linemen, and they're like, man, Maximilian was way better than these. Why did I not add him as a lineman? And that's the reason why. It's like I'm looking at these. Put Maximilian there. He needs to be in there. Looking at the stats, he definitely deserves to be there. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Anyways, and the last lineman besides Maximilian is our good friend the Orc of another ridiculous name by Romkey.
Yeah. Which is I'm gonna try this one. Agzer Arshak, I believe that's it's called.
Azar
might butcher the crap out of it.
I don't know. Azar always high, I'm guessing, but without the H.
Yeah, I think that's probably it. Now, this Black Orc is a good piece because he's got block and dodge, but also if we look at his stats, he has got quite a good few blocks under his belt. I mean, 116 is
It's
nothing
to
to
be
scoff at.
expected, Oath. Yes, it's an orc. They are great on the line, okay? Heck, I didn't even look at, like, the bad thing is, like, flipping... We didn't really even look at the dwarves, and I guarantee you there's someone that should have been there. The only reason why I did is because my team's already been in here. And I have really good teams, but... Anyways, yes, it's an orc.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, true, if we did put the dwarves in, the dwarves would have been pretty much dominating the line, and that's not the way you're supposed to do it.
No, it's not.
Gotta give everyone a chance.
I mean, heck, if we're gonna look at this, just take a look at Megatron, for example. And this is just a basic one, okay? Anyways, back to the list of the crappy orc, okay?
Yep. But anyhow, I think it's time now to segue to another part, which is
the biggest jokes.
The biggest jokes. Now, for those who don't know what that means, is these are players that have really not done well, and they've been like the joke of the season. And we had 2 players fit the bill.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, it's not that they're bad players necessarily. It's just they're a joke for a reason, okay? And let's talk about the reason why Pinky's such a joke. He's a good player. He's a great big guy, okay? Great big guy, okay? But the thing is, and the reason why, could you go ahead and take this away, Black, on the reason why he's such a joke?
Because he keeps bloody dying. He's died, what, I think 3 times this season? Only to be regened or apothecaried?
He got apothecaried a few different times, and it's insane, actually.
Yeah. He's meant to be a stonking big guy who could take a pound, and yet he somehow ends up on the mortuary table.
He dies, then comes back next pitch.
Yeah.
So that's why he's a joke. He's just funny. He wants friends and everything, but you can't be anyone's friend if you're dead. Okay?
Yeah.
Luckily, he came back.
And.
But the next one, the next joke.
Oh, hold on. Before we go any further, Oath has just confirmed that Pinky has never successfully done a single regeneration.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. It was apothecaries. Never succeeded in regeneration. He died every single time. Not only is he stupid, not because of the flipping stat, but he died and did regen. He got apothecary. The doctor brought him back, not himself.
Yep. And speaking of dying, the other one
died a few times.
Yeah, died more times I care to count. And this is going to be the biggest meme of the league.
Hey Vegeta, it looks like our Raditz.
God. Yeah. How many times did Yamcha die?
He's died 3 times. This is Yamcha number 4. The reason why there's so many Yamchas is because, like, it's like Cyberman, okay? Like, you plant it in the ground, it grows up, and there's a new Yamcha.
Yeah. I mean, Yamcha, he's just it's unbelievable how that goes.
Granted, like, if we're going to add another joke here, it'll be F, okay? But he's dead, so we couldn't add him.
Yeah, we wanted to add F, but we couldn't because, well, he's dead.
He's already dead. Put F in the chat. Oh, wait, never mind. He's already dead. Oh,
yeah.
shoot.
Oh, Lord.
There's our MVP
list.
Anything else you want to add to this before we move on to the next segment of our stream?
Nope. I think we've covered everything we need to cover.
Alright, let's turn off this right here. There we go. Yep. Now we can just see Yamcha in his full glory of snotlingness.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do first? Do you want to move on to the Season 8 rule update, or do you want to move on to the Season 8 like potential draft teams? Because we're going to go to 16 teams, because we got 14 teams right now. There's a potential spot of 2 if there's like 8 teams in each pool if we do pools. So bye weeks and whatnot. Which one do you want to do? You want to do rule changes or the teams?
Well, let's do it. Let's get rid of the boring stuff, guys. Let's do the rule change. Let's change some of the rule changes so you guys are aware what's gonna happen in Season 8, so you can be more prepared.
Yeah, let me actually gotta add this to our stream here. Give me just a moment. But go ahead and start announcing one of the biggest changes to it. And
yes. one of the biggest changes we're having is what we call a reset rule. Those who are unaware of this rule, if your team gets absolutely destroyed, you have the option of setting your team to in with the league. However, there is a caveat. If you do this, you will go back to 100,000. You will lose all the points, stats, and bonuses. You'll just go back to being a bog team, fresh off the conveyor belt.
And there's our list right here. Let's go to the new rule, which was number 9, restarting a team. And this is what the rule says in quote. Sometimes we have bad luck. If you feel like your team is dead and there's no way to be able to make a comeback from it, then either restart it or then restart your team. The team in question needs to suffer at least a death or a major stat down. So something like an agi or a strength, not so much an armor or a movement because that's not really a dead player unless it's like a big guy. But yeah, those major stats and whatnot. In order to be able to make a new team, and like Black said, it has to be brand new, 100,000, not 100,000, 1,000 TV, not 100,000. And of course, you have to stay as the team that you're currently playing. So if you're playing ogres, you stick as ogres.
Yep. But basically, it's a way to give you a way out. If you feel like your team is so badly damaged, you can't continue, this is a way to pretty much change around and get a brand new team to play.
And the thing that like we were thinking about this, number one, Oath is the one that recommended it, and it makes sense. Like say for example you're playing Wood Elves, okay, and you have 2 Ward Dancers, and they both die in your first or second game. It's like great, now my team's pretty much dead, and then some of your linemen get knocked out, miss next game, and all that crap. But you already lost your War Dancers. That's a crap way to go through a season. So this gives people a way to come back and be able to say, okay, my team's dead, let me restart anew. And here's the thing, if you have like 15,000 team value, and you lose a player that's like 200,000, so you're like 13,000, you start back at 1,000 TV, okay? So, there's a chance, like, it's a balance.
Yeah, it's a chance. Basically, if you feel that you're in a bad spot and you don't feel like you don't want to use the team that you've got and like you're not gonna get away with it, you can have a reset. But do keep in mind that if you do this, you will lose all your points and lose all your like your players and all your other stuff. So do keep that in mind.
Yep. And let's talk about probably the most important rule of this new rule change is quitting mid-season. Okay, like last season, season 7, we lost I think 6 or 7 coaches. Yep. That is the most we've ever lost in a league, period. Okay.
Yep. Now, however, for those who are unaware, in some cases, it was not by choice. Some were forced out because of issues outside of their control, such as Double Fire's computer going bang.
And that's fine. That's why the rule says, be aware quitting mid-season will result in a strike and could be more severe punishment depending on the situation. If something's out of your control, it's out of your control. There's nothing you can do. You get a strike, it happens, whatever. You just wipe it off and just start new when you can. It's no problem. That's fine. But if you're quitting over some petty garbage, like say for example, you've had rough games and all your players are fine, your team is completely fine, but you want to quit. If you accept the season, if you accept to play the season, you're expected to finish the season. Just because you have bad luck doesn't really give you an excuse for quitting mid-season. If you quit mid-season, you're going to get a strike. You might not even be able to play next season, and it could be worse than that depending on how you quit. There is zero tolerance for quitting off of garbage reasons. If it's a good reason, like say for example your computer explodes, it's fine. It's okay. It makes sense. But when you start a season, you're expected to finish it. At least get to the playoffs. If you have a playoff spot, then give it to someone else. But finish to the playoffs. And that's why we added some of these new rules. Restarting teams. We're going to move on to the next big change, and that is involving forfeiting. We're giving you these resources to make it the most entertaining as it possibly can be. Okay? Because we've all been in these situations where this crap happens and it sucks. And you don't want that frustration. The game is what it is. It's programmed to do this crap, okay? Either you like it or you don't. If you can't sustain your heart to play Blood Bowl, then don't play Blood Bowl. That's all I can say. No hard feelings to anyone that you don't want to play Blood Bowl. That's fine. But we're giving you the resources if you do want to play Blood Bowl. We're giving you a lot of slack for how your teams can be developed. And, but yeah. Rule number 10 is very important. Don't overlook it, because it's very serious. So, like I said.
Yeah, and that's pretty much basically the rule changes, which is we're doing this to help people enjoy the league, but also we have to put our foot down with certain people to say, look, if you join the league, you gotta play the full hog at least. It's both respectful to your opponents and to other people, because if you just drop in the middle of a league, it could throw everything out of whack.
It hurts everyone. Like we had to restart season 7 pretty much, with pools and everything, and it hurt the season. Like, quitting mid-season hurts everyone. If it's just one player, it's not a big deal, but more and more players add on to the season of quitting, it hurts everyone. You have AI games, you don't have replacements. Blood Bowl 2 is a niche game for niche players. Not saying Blood Bowl is a bad game. I love Blood Bowl. That's the reason why I'm hosting everything. But quitting hurts everyone. And we want to play Blood Bowl. We want to have a good time, and we want players to be playing. We don't want people to be playing and then quit mid-season. But that is rule number 10. There is one more thing we got to talk about for rule changes. Actually, 2. Mm-hmm. But the next one involves forfeiting. And if we scroll down and we move to forfeiting, we added some extra stuff to it. There's 2 ways you can forfeit now. It really just depends on the match. And this could change in the future depending on how bad it could be. If you feel like forfeiting needs to be changed in the future after playing through games and whatnot, and these changes don't help you out, let an admin know. Let me know. Let Black know. Let Oath know.
Yeah.
But for now, the changes of what it is we added, if there is 3 or more major injuries, stat downs, that can be armor, movement, strength, death, whatever. Missed next game's not that big of a deal. Knockouts are not that big of a deal. Badly hurts. No one cares. But if there's stat downs, that's the thing that can hurt teams. And you get 3 of them, you can forfeit the match if you feel like you want to forfeit.
Yep. But you won't be struck or anything. It's mainly those people with, like, because we've seen in many matches as of late where many teams have been absolutely demolished.
Whoops.
Yep. But if we recall the match between myself versus Blonde's team, that match should have been a forfeit because the amount of injuries that was going on. I think. Yeah,
and there's a game where I was playing as one of Blonde's teams and whatnot, and I think I was fighting you, and I had like 3 or 4 major stat downs and everything. It's like, I don't even want to play this anymore. I didn't want to play it to begin with. Now it's even worse.
Yep.
But
that's the reason why this rule was brought in to help people that if they feel like that the knuckles getting out of control, you can forfeit after 3 major stat downs.
Yep. But yeah, anyways, the final rule that we have added or changed or manipulated or whatever is in the draft. And this kind of is more of a clarification type of thing. And it involves... number 5 has been changed minorly, and number 1 has been changed minorly. And what it really is it tells people... whatever the amount of players is in the season, like say for example there's 16 players, that means there's only going to be 16 teams. Not all 24 teams will be available. That's why we're going to be doing the draft, or drafts of the next teams in this next segment for 16 randomly, and it'll be 1 through 24, and we'll explain that when we're doing the draft. But the next thing is number 5. We've had people rejoin seasons after previous seasons and whatnot, and that rule didn't really make sense. So I changed it in the way that an admin or me will have to determine where a previous person from a previous league that joins in, for example, Formal. His placement, I forget exactly where it was like, I think 7th or whatever, or 6th, or it was later in the picks. Like, he's returning after 2 seasons. Going to be honest, he's probably going to be picking either near 1st or 3rd or whatever in that position. So this is just me talking. I haven't really determined the actual spot. But yeah.
Yep. This is something we've all, you, me, and I think a couple of admins, we were talking about this a while ago, and we were concerned that players who leave a season so they can get a lower pick, better pick following season, we decided that should not happen. It should be that whatever you've finished of that season will be placed there for that pick.
Indeed.
No matter what.
Yep. But
basically, in the
go ahead.
Basically, in the in the case of Oathmaster, you will be at the bottom of the pile for picks when you return. It's only fair, kind of thing. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, like Oath, he's won season back to back. Whenever he joins again, he will be last pick, if not second to last pick, or whatever. You know what I mean? It's to be expected.
Yeah.
Like, if you won a season, you're gonna pick last somewhere soon.
Yeah.
But if you like came in the playoffs or whatever,
yeah.
And
so it's mainly.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
Oh, anyways, if you like win in the playoffs and you get dropped out or whatever, and you return like 3 seasons later, it's been 3 seasons. It's gonna been almost half a year since then. You're gonna be able to pick your near first, if not first.
Yeah.
So that's one regard of the season stuff. But yeah, anything else you want to add?
Oath saying. Well, I'm just reading what Oath said. Maybe it was a mistake sitting out season 8 because I'll probably get last pick for Blood Bowl 3. I doubt that, Oath, because Blood Bowl 3 looks like it's all the good teams are going to be in Blood Bowl 3 from the start, so I don't think you're going to suffer too much.
I mean, there's still going to be probably Snotlings, maybe.
Well, not really. I think it's still the 12 teams that have been announced are going to be the startings,
okay.
But
maybe there's a pre-order team like it was in Blood Bowl 2.
Possible. Or it could be the new team that was announced could be the pre-order team.
But we'll talk about that after our draft picks for Season 8. And that involves random teams and everything. So, on how we're going to do this is we're going to back out. And I'm going to actually show everyone, like, not my teams, but we're going to, like, if we look at the created team and whatnot, and we see, like, if we start with humans, okay? So, with humans, from that to right. So, humans will be first. Pro Elves will be like 24th. So there's 24 teams in Blood Bowl 2. Okay. So let us make a list and then check it twice for our picks. So Black, do me a favor. Go to Discord and roll me a I don't know, D24 or D16 14. So I guess I could type it. I guess I can roll it, couldn't I? I will just roll it. How about that? It'll be...
Is it R/D6?
Slash roll 16... Well, D... I can't remember. Ugh. 16. Give us a second, everyone. I'm trying to remember how my stuff works.
Yeah, I don't normally roll these.
Thing is that. That wasn't it.
He's done it.
No, that's not it. It was close to it though. But /R or /roll.
All right.
I do know that part of the command. Oh, that's what it was. 16/24. Is that what it is? Nope, that's not it. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
/roll R24. Is that right? No, that's not it. That's why I just collected. Do it, Oath. Everyone write it. We need 24 teams. That's one team. We'll do 16. So
Here we are. Oaf's got it. Oaf's got it.
that's one. So we got 16. So 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16.
Yep.
Chaos Dwarfs.
It's the...
Is that right?
So,
Oh, is that what you typed? Okay, so it's like
Yeah.
/R 16/24 or D24. D24. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Any duplicates we see right here? I see a 1 that's duplicate, 2 that's duplicate. So let's write the non-duplicates, okay? So, that pencil doesn't have lead in it. We'll use a red pen. How about that?
Yeah.
So we got 19. Holy crap, this has a ink cap on it. Okay. Can I get something to work?
Oh.
Please.
Be patient with us, ladies and gentlemen. We're having technical difficulties, but we'll get there eventually.
19, 1, 17, 2, 3. $11.
Yep.
7.
Got 2 11s.
6. 24. So we got Elven Union again. I do know that. We already have 3. 12. 23 and 13. So how many teams is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
That'd be
11, 12.
13.
No, that's 12. Not duplicates.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Yep.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. So, anyways, we'll do these 12 teams first. So,
Yep.
number 1 is humans. So, we got
Yep.
humans in here.
Yep.
So, humans.
Yep. Why, Bright? The reason we're doing this, Bright, is certain teams will not take part in the next season. Basically, the idea is that teams that are going to be randomly enrolled will be in the next season. The ones who are not in will not be pickable.
So the next one is 17, which and there's also a 2, which we know is orcs right here. Number 3 is dwarves, or another one is dwarves. So we got dwarves in here.
Hmm.
So 2's right there, 3's right there.
Are we? Well, the reason we're doing this for 16 is we want to have 2 spare if needed. That's why we're doing 16. 2 spares.
Yes, there's we're gonna have 2 spares. If we have 2 groups of 8, and say for example no one else joins, we'll have 2 off like bye weeks, which is just random. You know what I mean?
Roger's home for the vampires to get in. Well, we'll find out if they're in or not.
Well, we got dark elves in here. So we got humans, orcs, dwarves, dark elves. Oh, and we had 6, so we have high elves as well.
Yep.
So high elves. I know we got pro elves. We actually got a lot of elves.
Yep. You'll never make me take the elves. Never.
So pro elves. I'll just add that right quick, because I know 24 is pro elves.
Yep.
So let's see. Just count it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't have a 7. 8, 9, 10, 11. We got Norse.
The Norse are back, folks.
12.
Back
We
for
got
another season.
Undead.
Undead's back.
We got 13 as well. So Necro is here.
The Necromantic team.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We got Amazons.
They're back again.
So 17, 18, 19. Am I right? Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So Kislev.
Yep, Roger's favorite team's back in.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Ogres.
Ogres made the cut.
So, how many teams is that? 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 12. That's all for this first batch. So we need 4 more teams.
Yep. So let's roll the dice again.
Let's see. So we're just going to do... We'll do another 16 of 24.
I'll roll this one.
Oh, you want to roll it? Okay.
Yep, so it's roll 1d24.
Nope, you gotta have the exclamation point R, then space 16D24.
It's exclamation point R space 1d24, right?
No, 16D24. That'll be because 1 is just 1 die. Okay, 16 you just roll 6 dice. Okay. So there you go. Let's see. Our first one is 22. So we know that this is 24. 23, 22. Underworld is back.
Yep. They're back for another season, the Underworld. We know we've got 3. We know we've got 13, 11, 15.
15. What is 15? Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Kimry.
Emery have returned.
Alright.
Then it's 22.
22? Let's see. So we know that Pro Elves are 24. 23. Wait, we already got 20. We already
22.
We already got 22.
It's Underworld, isn't it?
Yeah.
We got 15?
Yeah. We don't have 5 though.
5? Nope,
1,
we don't have 5.
2, 3, 4, 5. Am I counting this crap wrong? No, we already have 5.
Alright. Number 10.
10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lizardmen.
Lizardmen make their return.
So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And one more.
To be number 19.
You already have 19.
Anyone?
So let's see. Let me do roll 16d24.
According to right, we didn't have 5 in the first batch.
We didn't?
Nope, apparently we didn't. I'm checking. Yeah, he's right. We didn't have number 5. So number
3, 4, 5. Well, I already written high elves in here, so I guess high. So we're missing. So what was the last one then? Because it was 6. So we have dark elves.
6.
Okay, maybe I just wrote high elves by accident. Okay. So we still only need 1 roll then.
Yep. 1 roll. And that would be 16 will be the first one.
16. So let's see.
Checking both batches.
1, 2,
Yep, both
3,
batches didn't have a
5,
16,
6,
so
7,
that will be the
8,
last
9,
one.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Chaos Dwarves.
Chaos Dwarves are in. So that means those who are not in score, we have no Nurgle, no Chaos. This will be the first time Chaos is not even involved.
Roger, I'll tell you what, man. Do me a roll of 1d24, and we'll replace one of these teams. And we'll see if we get vampires. So you would only need a, what is this? This was flipping 16, 17, 18. You need an 18, Roger. Roll me a flipping D124, 18. Yeah, do it. Do it. If you don't, I'll do it. I'll do it then, if you don't want to do it. If we get a vampire team, if we get an 18 here, we'll roll a vampire team. We'll get a vampire team. 1d24. Can we get an 18? No, we don't.
Nope. Sorry, Roger. The vamps are out.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Uh,
So So let's round up the teams that are not pickable for you. Also, you're all aware. There'll
So
be no goblins,
goblins, no goblins, no halflings.
no halflings, no chaos, no Nurgle.
We got all the elves though.
Yeah, elves are still in.
No Skaven.
We've also no Skaven either. The Skaven are not in,
No Bretonian.
and no Bretonia.
Or Chaos. Or Wood Elves.
Yep.
There's no Wood Elves.
And there's no Wood Elves either.
So yeah.
So basically, folks, we have that is the 16 teams that will be eligible for the season.
And no Nurgle. We didn't say that.
Yep.
Or you might
This
have.
is quite
Whatever.
interesting. This is quite interesting. I think a lot of people might be happy that certain teams are not in.
Well,
yeah.
I rolled that 21 because of like I was trying to get an 18 for Roger so we can get vampires in there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no vampires, I'm afraid.
But just for everyone to know, we got humans, orcs, dwarfs, dark elves, high elves, pro elves, Norse, undead, necromantic, Amazons, Kislev, ogres, underworld, Kimry, lizardmen, and chaos dwarfs for the picks.
Yep.
So the only there's no stunty team. There's a half stunty team, or technically two half stunty teams. But not that bad of picks really. Like all these teams are pretty darn good.
Yeah, I mean, all not bad picks. I mean, this could be an interesting season where you're not going to farm SP easy. You're going to have to work for it.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of bashy teams. Like how many bashy teams do we got? 1 orcs, 2 dwarfs, 3 undead. Technically 4 of Norse, but they're kind of like meh.
Yeah.
Ogres are definitely a bashy team. Kimry, lizardmen, and chaos dwarfs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams, and then we got agi teams of all like 3 elves, Amazons. So that's 4. You got humans. They're kind of like a mixed breed. Necro's a mixed breed. Underworld's weird. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be really, really interesting. If you can get undead, Roger, you can more than willing pick undead. You didn't pick them last season. You picked Kislev. So that's our teams for the next season, and I guess our last segment is talking about Blood Bowl 3 and whatnot.
Yep. Now, for those who are unaware or may know, that recently GW has announced that there is a new team on the way, which is the Khorne Berserker team, and they've announced their rule set. And I have to admit, their rule set is quite good. Actually, it's quite a good rule set team.
Mm-hmm.
So, allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to enlighten you all of the new rules and what these brutish behemoths are capable of. Because let me tell you, some of the chaos, guys, these Khorne guys are very brutal.
Well, we don't have a full team, do we?
We do now. They've announced it all. Who's in the team? But here's the biggest fact, though. They have announced that there will be no big guy for the Khorne Berserker team.
Really? Wow.
First one are the Bloodborne Marauders, who are your normal linemen, and their special trait is Frenzy. Makes sense. It does. And they've got 0-16. They cost 50k a pop. They're basically humans, just with Frenzy.
I'm looking through the Chaos team and everything, and are you sure they don't have no big guy? Because there's a flipping picture in there that shows a big guy.
No, I've actually checked. There's no big guy for them.
Because, I'm pretty sure that is not a Marauder. Here, let me share my screen to everyone so they know what the heck I'm looking at. So, if we look right here on my screen, what is this guy?
Wait till the picture shows up on me so I can see it.
What's this guy?
Because him. He's a Khorne Berserker.
But
Don't ask me why, but
Yeah, but the Berserkers are just these like regular human-looking guys.
I know, but apparently that's what they're supposed to look like in the artwork. But
this is the artwork one. We don't see that thing anywhere. None of these people look like him.
I think he could be like a star player that's on the way.
This is my guess. Like, I'm pretty sure they didn't announce everything. They announced most of the stats for Korn, but they didn't announce the big guy. And I'm betting this is the big guy. Okay.
Yeah, you may be right, or he could be like a star player kind of big guy. You know what I mean?
Because, like, if I'm being honest here, if we're talking about Chaos Korn, number one, they need to have mutation access. Number two, if they're supposed to be the most brutal team on Blood Bowl, they need to have a big guy. Period.
well, they're going to have mutations because they've got the other player they've got in their ranks, which is a
Beastman.
A Kogagor, which is the Beastman
it's
tip,
a
you and me. Yep. He is 0 to 4, costs 70,000, movement 6, strength 3, AG 3, pass 4, armor 9. Very chunky player.
Wait, he's armor 9? I thought he's armor 8.
Oh, he's armor 9.
What?
So he's quite a chunky player.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
And he has horns and Juggernaut. So he's not a bad ball handler if you think about it.
No, he's the only one that doesn't have frenzy.
Yeah, but think about it. An armor 9 Beastman, that's pretty good actually.
Oh yeah, and he has flipping horns Juggernaut, dude. You can make him a really good frenzy piece with Juggernaut.
Oh hell yeah.
He'll be your blitz piece. He will be your blitz piece, unless you're trying to surf someone.
Oh yeah. And speaking of big brutish behemoths, Bloodseekers. Now these burly men are 110 per pop. You can have 4 of them. Movement 5, strength 4, AG 4, pass 6. So don't expect passive with these guys. Armor 10 plus, and they have frenzy. So yeah.
Yep.
And oh, I've just read the bottom. They've also just had an edit at the bottom saying, "Oh, by the way, there will be a big guy." They said.
I knew it.
Just didn't.
I knew it.
Yeah, they haven't said who it is though.
It's called
they haven't said.
Spawn. Yeah, that's what I thought, right?
Yeah. Well, what I do know is they did say it's going to be out very soon. Apparently, rules for them, the full rule set will be out for them in the next Spike Journal issue, number 13, which will be out at the end of the year.
Okay.
Keep an eye on that. If you, well, this also begs the question as well for Blood Bowl 3. Could they be the one of the teams that could be used as special, like, pre-order bonus?
That is a great question. Like, there could be a lot of pre-order bonuses. There could be the Snotlings, which they are new for us because we haven't played them. I haven't even played them at Fumble, so there's a lot of new things. We got a lot of new things. Like, Underworld's changed. Snotlings are new. Black Orcs. The Nobility team. Undead's the same. Chaos changed. There's the Chaos Renegades. Nurgle's got nerfed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Their Rotters do not have Agi 3 anymore. It's Agi 2, and they can't. I don't even think they can pass.
Nope.
And plus, their big guy does not look as cool.
I mean, the good thing about Blood Bowl 3 is not only are we getting 8 new teams, plus getting new players for certain teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is true. Like, I mean, for example, Chaos. They get to choose one of 3, I believe, the Troll, Ogre, or Minotaur for their big guy. Yep. And that's really amazing. I'll probably be picking either the Minotaur or the Troll. Maybe the Ogre, depending. It really just depends on how much money I have and which one I want to pick. Because the Troll is like, I don't know. I'm not going to really go into it. But, yeah, that's just for example. Underworld is the same.
Yep. I mean, Underworld, I mean, they've got now, I mean, yes, the Underworld did lose 2 players. They lost one thrower and a blocker, but they gained gutter runners, which is freaking good.
They gained a gutter runner, and by the way, I played Underworld with the gutter runners, and he saves games, straight up save games because he's so flipping fast.
Mhm.
And they get Snotlings. The Snotlings, believe it
Yep.
or not, helps out of kind of like number one, removing players because they can foul. Number two, they can take a couple punches here and there, if not be super annoying. Heck, I was able to blitz red die someone with Snotlings. I got a push, I didn't actually bring him down, but I was able to use these Snotlings to go through and punch a guy because they have twitchy and stunty and whatnot.
Yep.
All right,
But the
Brian.
thing with Hi, Bri. And the thing is, though, with Snotlings now, because I've got the rulebook, and I've read the rulebook stating that Snotling teams are classed as cheap labor. That's the rule. Basically, they don't contribute to team value.
Well, heck, something else to think about too. There's a new rule called what is it? It's like it's a petty cash type of thing for coaches, and it allows people to like roll like extra players to be able to join on the pitch as rookie loaners and whatnot.
Yep.
So that'll be really good for
Yep.
stunty teams like Halfling, Goblin, any of those teams.
Oh yeah. But also, folks, as many of you may not know, there has been major changes to the actual point system to like how to get MVP.
Yep. The MVP, and there's also changes to how you level up players as well.
Yep. So, those unaware, MVP is no longer 5 SPP. It is now 4.
Mm-hmm.
Interception does not grant you 2 SCP anymore. You get 1 for attempting to actually successfully knock the ball out of the air.
Yeah, you can.
And you get the other one.
Yeah, you are correct. You
Yep.
can deflect it and you get 1. If you actually catch it, I believe you get 2.
Mm-hmm. That's changed.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the way to get skills has changed. You no longer roll for them. You can if you're willing to go random. If you want to pick a specific skill, you have to reach certain milestones to get them. For example, if you want, say, block on a skink, right?
Well, that's
Your first skill.
a double.
Yep, but not anymore because that's gone. Instead, you need to get on your first skill run 12 XP to get it.
Well, I should define this like if you get 3 SVP, it's completely random for anything you can have access to. So if it's a skink, it's just agility. But
Yep.
if you get 6, you can get a random skill in like general or strength or whatever. But you can also pick a regular skill at 6. 12, I think you can
Yep.
pick any like regular skill or whatever.
Yep. Basically, 3 is random, any of your own skill. 6, you pick. 9 is you get a random roll on whatever secondary skill you're allowed to have. 12, you get to pick. And if you're crazy and reach bloody 16, I think it was 16 or 14, you get a stat up.
Yep. But
That is random no matter what. That is pure random.
and also with stats ups, strength is like an extra 60k now or 80k or something like that.
80k. But here's something you should also know. This was confirmed in a recent ruling on this. If you get a stat up, you're only allowed 1. Only 1. And even if you lose a stat point, you cannot get the same stat up again.
However,
get
you
one
can
strength-
repair your player if you continue the season with them resting.
Yep, you can do that. But given our league, that's gonna be damn rare.
Yeah, well, we have had 0 continuous seasons this far.
Yeah.
Either way, we need to go ahead and get close to ending the stream. So, any other things you want to try to announce before we do this, Black?
Yep. Let you all know that the draft will be starting soon, so please be ready to decide who you want to take and pick.
Yup.
So we will be announced.
The official day for the draft to be started is next Sunday, not this upcoming Sunday, but next week's Sunday. That's when
Yep.
recruiting is ending and the draft will start. Of course, for whoever's new, lucky you because you'll be getting to pick before anyone else of the previous season. And yeah, good luck with the Blood Bowl.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So, all you players out there, get thinking of who you want to take.
And of course, if we get more than 16 players, then we'll add another 2 teams. Or whatever, how many extra players there are.
Yep.
So, Roger, if you want your vampires, just recruit another 3 or 4 players and you get another chance for the role.
But anyhow,
I guess
it's
time to wrap it up.
Yep. Yep.
So,
it is time for us to bid our adieus.
So thank you all for watching. Take it easy. We'll see all of you in the next Blood Bowl 2 video, because Blood Bowl 3 is not out till February. Woo! Anyways.
Hey there.
Later.